Something's happening. Please choose a sponsored video. I don't have an iPhone, so it's probably telling me I can't because I don't have an iPhone. I can't watch.
Oh no, sponsored video. It's going to make you watch a Ustream video first.
I don't want to watch that. I just have to hit play.
Yeah, hit it and then it'll.
All right.
So how's married life, man?
I mean, you're familiar.
What an answer!
What the fuck?
That was precious. Okay, I got you, man.
The fuck time do you think it is?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm still seeing commercial. So why do it to yourself? I don't even know what I did to myself. I just see this brown.
Why isn't it picking it up on that? We can't see if it's going to. Quiet.
I love you.
Like a Hellraiser!
Yeah, welcome to the Hellraisers Ball, where decadence and depravity are the laws of the land. So strap yourself in, kids. It's going to be a wild ride. Tonight, I'm with Dr. Dan over at Adventureland Studios,
Yeah,
where we filmed the John Lever interview just a few short
Absolutely.
weeks ago.
absolutely.
And we're going to be rebroadcasting that video later on this evening.
Cool.
I also have a brand new interview that was just done this past weekend over at Seminole Music
Wonderful.
here in Seminole, Florida. Special thanks to John Spinelli, manager at Seminole Music, for making that all happen. Where I interviewed legendary drummer
Wow.
Sean Drover from a legendary metal band,
Yeah.
Megadeth.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing that broadcast in just a few short minutes.
Cool.
We're also going to be doing a feature interview here with Dr. Dan. He's going to tell us
Yeah.
about his music career and some of his influences. And
Yeah.
we'll probably touch on a whole bunch of other stuff.
Absolutely.
And so, Dr. Dan, real briefly, introduce yourself to people. Some people may know you because of your collaboration with John Lever
Yeah.
on this new solo album,
Yeah.
Raise the Curtain.
Yeah.
Some people may know you because of your affiliation with John prior to the solo album.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I'm sure there are some people that are watching from home that don't know who you are. So
Correct.
tell us a little bit about you.
Well, to sum it all up, I met John Oliva like 15 years ago, and happened to hit it off with him musically and emotionally. And we, over the years, started writing together, and one thing led to another, and here we are in 2013, releasing an album together, and have future plans to release several more.
Awesome. Now, I've actually got to see your band, one of your bands play, Doctrine.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Doctrine opened for John Oliva's Pain
Yes.
over at the Ritz.
Yes.
Ybor City when they did the 25th anniversary of All American.
Yeah, well, that was actually back in 2008. And it was actually, I think,
No, I'm talking about the one from just about a year ago, a
Oh.
little over a year.
no, I didn't open for him then. I did
Oh,
not.
Dr. wasn't on the bill.
No,
Oh,
no.
so you played with him back in 2008.
In 2008,
Okay.
yes. We opened for him at Bourbon Street. That was our first serious, I guess you can call it, gig together. And from that time on, we just hit it off and started writing together. Especially after Matt Laporte passing away on us, which was a dear friend to both of us.
And that was a tragedy.
And that was a tragedy, and that's what led to Raise the Curtain.
Wow. And so, had it not been for that happening, Raise the Curtain may have never happened, and this whole collaboration might not have happened.
Absolutely, yes. Matter of fact, as John is aware of, the evening of me coming home after attending Matt's viewing, I happened to write a song for Matt, and that song will more than likely be released on the next solo album.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And so now, we spoke to John a few weeks back, and, we talked about the Raise the Curtain album, and we also, kind of gave people a little bit of insight behind the record,
Yes.
and also a little bit of insight as to what's coming up this Saturday over at the State Theater in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yes.
It's going to be a very special show,
Yes.
and kind of a behind the curtain,
Yes.
if you will.
Well, I'm sure that show will be very special. All the shows I'm sure have been great, and I've gotten a lot of feedback and press releases listening to it on YouTube. But Saturday night will be a very, very special event. It will be not only myself playing some of the songs from Raise the Curtain, but we're also going to entertain having, which is very precious, Jim and Tom Morris from Morris Sound Studios in Tampa. We're also going to have Dr. Lorian, who played several riffs on the Raise the Curtain album, and several other guests. So Saturday night will be a special event compared to the last 9 storyteller shows. And we intentionally
Because I think
wanted
they're
to be
in
that
Dallas
way.
now, right?
Yes, they're in Dallas tonight as we're speaking, yes.
So now, when we spoke to John here just a few weeks ago, it was just before Thanksgiving, and they actually headed out the Friday after.
Yes,
And they've been on the road now for about a week and a half.
correct, yes.
And from what I've heard so far, from my little reports I get
Yeah.
here and there from Dana Piper, things have been going well. I know there's been a few mishaps and stuff that have happened on the road,
Yeah.
but all in all, I heard the show's going very well.
Shows have been going very, very well. The attendance has been fantastic, and the feedback that I've gotten from it is great. And I'm really glad the fans are happy with everything that's happening.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to be thrilled on Saturday when they see this show, because like John touched on, like what you're telling us right here, is it is going to be a special show. I think it's going to be like a one-of-a-kind
Yes.
type moment that people just aren't going to want to miss. And we're going to re-air the broadcast of the John Oliva interview in just a little bit. But right now, we're actually going to air an interview that I just did this past Sunday with Sean Drover from Megadeth. And after that, we'll come back a little
All
bit.
right.
We'll talk more about you,
Sounds great.
and then we'll show the John Oliva interview.
Wonderful.
So let's see what we got here.
Every night,
I love you.
Like a Hellraiser.
Hellraisers Ball, rocking it out right here at Seminole Music in Seminole, Florida. And we're here talking with Sean Drover, drummer for legendary thrash metal band Megadeth.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Good. Where are you from? You got a New York accent. What are you doing down here?
I'm from the Bronx.
You're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
How'd you end up down here?
Oh, man, I just wanted to change
Yeah.
of pace.
Got tired of freezing to death in winter?
Yeah, got tired of the snow. You know,
Now you boil to death down here.
Now I boiled to death in Florida. So now, you're originally from Canada, correct?
Yes, I am. I know all about freezing to death. Yes, I
You do?
Yeah.
So,
originally,
I mean,
originally born and raised in Montreal.
That's a hell of a lot more frigid than the Bronx is.
I moved down here as well. I lived in Montreal until I was 18, moved to Toronto, and literally remember going to work one day on the bus and just saying, you know what, I can't take this cold anymore, so I actually moved down here to St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, get out.
Yep.
So
Back
back
in 87, I lived down here for about 3 years.
Oh, wow, so you still have a lot of ties here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. This is, you know, I lived here for 3 years. It's kind of homecoming to me, of
Very
sorts,
cool.
so, yeah.
So now, currently you're living in, where, Atlanta, Georgia?
I live near Atlanta, Georgia, correct.
How do you like Atlanta compared to here in Florida?
I just like the change of seasons. It's a great place to live. I love it down here, too, but after a while, back in the day, I just got kind of tired of it got so hot, it's cool to vacate for me. It's like, obviously, it's a great place to vacation, go play golf and hang
Right,
out,
of course,
but when you got to work in this kind of stuff, it's not always fun.
That's
So.
true, that's true. I think that was a big thing for me leaving New York is I loved the change of seasons, but I just didn't want to deal with the
Mhm.
cold and the snow
Yep.
and all that anymore.
I get it.
Plus, the music scene in New York kind of fizzled out a little bit, and things really changed on the club circuit.
Sure.
And I had a next-door neighbor that lived next to me in the Bronx, who is from the Tampa Bay, Clearwater area. And he kind of pushed me in this direction, because I was looking at the east coast of Florida, Fort Lauderdale,
Right.
that type of thing, because I really didn't know any of the areas. And he was like, man, you got to go check out Tampa, because he grew up here and played with a lot of the musicians
Yep.
down here from the early days, like, you know, the guys in Sabotage and Nasty
Yeah, of course.
Savage
Of course.
and Power Surge and all those
It's a great
guys.
breeding ground for a lot of great metal bands down here.
And so he was like, dude, you need to go to Tampa.
Mhm.
He goes, you'll find musicians, you'll fit right in. And came down here, found an apartment, and didn't know anybody when I moved down here. Didn't have any family, friends. And just basically found where the music and the motorcycles were. And
And here you are.
been here almost 9 years.
Good. Good deal.
So now, when you first came into Megadeth, you came in with your brother Glenn
Glenn,
Drover.
yep.
You actually came in the middle of a tour, right?
No, I
For
came-
the System Has Failed
I
tour?
came in the start of the tour when the record was just completed and it was just released, literally just released. And Dave was getting ready to do a tour. But Glenn had already been in the band for about a month.
Okay.
And I kind of got the call at the last minute, literally 6 days before the tour had started. I got the call to come in as well. And yeah, that was definitely an experience, you know. I had to really focus on learning the songs that I didn't know.
So now you didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
No, less than 6 days. 4 days rehearsal, travel day, show was in Reno, Nevada, just on the 6 days.
That's amazing. Now, were you already very familiar with the...
I knew all the old stuff. I mean,
Okay.
that's what I didn't want to focus on, because I knew Holy Wars Makeup, I could do it 90% just off the top of my head.
Right.
So I wanted to focus on the things that I didn't know, the things from like cryptic writings, and I kind of lost touch with it as they were going in a less heavy direction at the time. I was going, for me, I was going in a heavier direction, so I
Okay.
kind of lost touch with it, so I had to
I think
revisit that and
I think
learn
it's
all
like that
that.
for a lot of people
Mhm.
when you're very familiar with the band in their early days and they start to like change styles
Mm-hmm.
because you know Megadeth for a while did go a little more
Sure.
radio friendly,
Mhm.
especially like with the Risk record and stuff.
Yeah, I
like
didn't
that.
know any of that era at all, so, it's just getting acclimated with things that I didn't know and focusing on that, and then obviously we pulled it off, so, here we are almost 10 years later, so.
Well, so now you are basically the longest running drummer that Megadeth has had up to this point, correct? Or close to, at least close to it.
I think, I know Nick was in the band obviously a long time, Nick Menza was in the band probably close to 10 years as well, so I really don't know. I mean, I don't really look at the statistics part of who's been here the longest, it doesn't really matter to me, but yeah, I guess obviously I'm certainly one of the longest running members in Megadeth's history, certainly.
Right. Now, the first album that you actually played on was United Abominations. What's your favorite song on that record?
Sleepwalker,
Okay, that would probably be mine too.
yeah.
Now, out of all the records you've played on since then, what would you say is your favorite record?
Endgame.
Endgame. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I like them all for different reasons, but if you're asking me to pick a favorite,
Now, what would be the reason for Endgame being your favorite?
it's a heavier record. I'm always an advocate for the heavier stuff. I mean, luckily for me, I've got one of my songs on there, a song called Head Crusher, which is really well received. A lot of fans really dig that tune.
Yeah, great song.
A lot of heavy stuff in that record. I really like, I like them all, obviously like them all. I like United Abominations as well. It's got a lot of really great songs on it. But it's like asking what your favorite child is, so I
Yeah,
love
so
them all.
it's